Welcome to another Down the Rabbit Hole video. Yep, we're doing it. We're going there. I'm going to have Paqui's One Chip Challenge. Now, I actually, last summer, I want to say, had the hotter chips that you can get in a bag from Paqui, the sort of devil ghost, whatever the heck that thing was, and those were extreme, but this is apparently the ultimate in hot chips from Paqui, and I've wanted to try it. I thought I should get it if I can get my hands on it, but thanks to my brother-in-law, now I have one, so thank you. Gonna give this a whirl. I'm actually gonna couch this. Everybody does the, oh, I'm dying of that thing. I want to challenge myself. Not only can I eat the one chip, but weirdly, I'm trying to replicate here Hot Ones from First We Feast on YouTube, where Sean Evans always interviews somebody and they down their hot wings and he can keep talking. And this is gonna sound weird, but go with me here. My sister, for some reason, says anytime she watches Sean Evans on First We Feast or on Hot Ones, she's like, I don't know what it is about that guy, but he reminds me of you. So I thought to myself, right, I'm going to have the one chip challenge, but I'm going to go a little step further and try to emulate Sean Evans in a way. How? Well, I remember watching the big one that he did where he interviewed Gordon Ramsay and they downed a whole bunch of hot wings. And what I've done is I've actually written down the questions that Sean Evans asked Gordon Ramsay in that interview. So I'm going to eat the chip and then I'm going to see, assuming I'm not crawling out of here crying, can I read these questions? Can I be Sean Evans? This is for my sister. Good luck to me. I've got all the emergency supplies standing by, I hope. I've got some water in a glass here if I really need it badly. I've got a big old tankard of milk standing by, but I hope I don't have to go for those. Sean Evans doesn't. I also, apparently he only lasted 5 minutes when he did the one chip challenge for real, so maybe I'll surpass him, I hope. Got some paper towels standing by for, I think the color of this thing is a very blue color and it's going to turn my mouth blue, so that's something to look out for. I apologize in advance if you think I'm frothing at the mouth. And finally, I've also got some medical gloves here because I don't want to handle this and I don't want to go near my eyes. So I'm going to open it up with the gloves, eat it, try to read the questions, and I got all my supplies standing by. So let's at least open it up first before I put on the gloves. Inside the package, we have the chip, which, like many... Oh, it might still be in one piece. I've seen a lot of people open this up and it's cracked because it's actually not very well packaged in there. And you've got various real peppers, real heat, picture of the Grim Reaper in there. If you've watched any of these before, you know what happens. There's a bunch of, what to expect, surge of tears, tongue takeover, etc., etc. I've watched enough of them now to, I hope, be prepared for what is coming. I hope we'll soon find out. But I'm curious. I used to really like hot stuff, and maybe I can tolerate this. I was okay with those other Paqui chips. Let's find out. First of all, let's get the gloves on now. This is strictly so that any residue that might be on my hands, I can get rid of later. Right. Nurse will be gentle. Here we go. Let's open it up. I want to do this so that I don't break the chip. Except for one little portion here, which I will try to down. It's mostly complete. I'm going to bite into it, and then I'm going to see if I can read out the questions that Sean Evans asked Gordon Ramsay. The other thing that I know to look for, we always breathe in when we bite, and this is rather, I can smell it already. This is rather powdery, dusty stuff. A lot of people, when they go to bite into this, they take an inhale, and that puts some of the dust down their throat. That's bad. So I'm going to breathe out when I bite into this. Here we go. Cheers for my sister and for Sean Evans. While I can, I'll take this too. The initial flavor, kind of lime-like. I take off my gloves carefully here. A little bit, a hint of lime. Let's dispose of those carefully. Now, the heat, it's starting. I'm just gonna wipe the blue off if I can. Pardon my speech. It does quite strike the palate. Okay, now it's hitting. And now is when I feel, when Gordon Ramsay in the show, he's like giving off and complaining and stuff like that. And then suddenly he looks at the camera like, oh, and they do that searing sound with the music. I'm feeling that, but let's now see, can I be Sean Evans? This is an abridged version of what's in the show. Gordon, when you think back on all the times you've been wowed by the raw talent of a child on that show, MasterChef Junior, is there a story that stands out? Another question. Oh, it's in my teeth. What's been the most disturbing thing that you've ever seen unnoticed or uncared for at a restaurant on Kitchen Nightmares? Can you explain in layman's terms the basic math behind how a $25 cheeseburger might end up on a menu? It's going for my nostrils. I'm just gonna wipe here. Careful of the eyes. Ha! Whew, it's working its way. Question 4. Is there a hidden cost in running a restaurant that most diners are unaware of? Then the episode kind of, Sean then talks to Gordon about a bunch of the big chefs that were inspirations for him, who taught him. None of which were really questions, so fast forward a bit in the episode. Can you break down the perfect Gordon Ramsay at-home burger and describe how to make it in as much detail as possible? Which Ramsay then goes ahead and does. Gonna wipe the eyes again as I'm tearing up. But I'm okay, actually. Do that. Do that carefully. In the show, Sean also has a section where he shows Instagram pictures, and the section is called Explain That Gram. And Gordon's explaining to him, what is this image about? So it's, again, not really questions. Here's a question, though. Of the following daredevil moments, which was the more intense? Hunting down a Burmese python, butchering a wild boar, or tracking down puffins in Iceland? It's around this point, and I'm feeling it myself, Gordon starts to go, ooh, oh, that one hurts. So, I'm actually sympathizing now with Gordon a bit. Sean continues, as somebody with a foot in both worlds, who's more insufferable, TV critics or restaurant critics? Ooh. Gordon, at this point of the show, has de bomb, and that's the one that most guests start to falter with. And you can tell it's starting to go downhill already. He's starting to get distracted. He's unable to finish sentences, like myself a little bit. But another question from Sean. How does Gordon Ramsay feel about some of the 2018 food trends that have been bubbling up across social media? Any thoughts on this black foods trend? Then he also asks, do you have any thoughts on this spaghetti donut? And then he asks, do you have any thoughts on this sushi croissant? Which, right now, any kind of food is really not appealing to me. And so to think about that, I'll move on to the next question. Gotta wipe my eyes again, but I'm not reaching for the drinks. Just the eyes. And my nose is fine. I hope my mouth isn't too blue. Apologies if it is. Yeah. Do you think any chefs have an obligation to respect the origins of food, or is it all fair game? Again, at this point in the show, Gordon is really like, he's off his rocker. He can't even concentrate. He's buckling over, and this is the point where I think most people in the show really struggle. And I'm feeling that right now. I'm actually, I can sympathize, or I can now very carefully, very accurately sense what they were going through. I'm feeling it, but you know what? It's kind of running its course now. I think I'm on the mend. I hope I'm on the incline. One more question, because this is about as far as I could get, and then Gordon's just lost it at this point. And then one more for you. Have you heard of avo lattes? Lattes served in an avocado. And I think at that point, Gordon can't even concentrate anymore. So that's kind of the end of that that episode. How do I feel? Well, except for my eyes watering a lot, and my mouth probably being blue, I apologize. I have survived. I've managed. That is the Hot Chip Challenge being, I would like to say, successfully completed. I've done it, and I didn't reach for the water. I didn't reach for the giant flagon of milk. Yeah. Actually, it's over. It's, again, I hope my mouth isn't blue. I think it's over for me. This has been an interesting experience. So, the whole roller coaster. You first bite into it, it's like a normal chip. Very lemon or lime sort of tropical flavor to it, which is weird. Then it hits you, and it hits you hard. I would actually say what's interesting about this one compared to the bag of Carolina Reaper, whatever it was, they almost didn't have any flavor at all. Like, you were just eating hot. Or you were chewing on, excuse me, you were chewing on a sandy, dusty coating on every chip in that thing, which felt very, your temperature's going up, yes, but there's no flavor to it. It's barely a tortilla chip. Ooh, excuse me. Apologies for that. This has a flavor. It's a weird color. Probably my mouth is too. But you know what? It's manageable. For me. I'm not going to recommend this to other people, though. This thing rips right through you. But I've seen a lot of people online crying and screaming, "Oh, I can't live." And it's like, for me, personally, it's not that bad. But then again, according to my sister, I'm Sean Evans, so of course it's not too bad for me. I believe I watched somebody else taking the one chip challenge. They mentioned Sean Evans, and the host who handed out the chip to them said, yeah, he lasted like 5 minutes before he reached for the drinks. What are we at now? 10 minutes? Have I been going that long? I'm not sure. I'm fine now. Sure, my eyes are a bit watery. I'm coughing a bit, and the burps. I apologize. But I'm my system has taken back over, and I'm gonna make it through. So there we go. I have now had the one chip challenge. Would I recommend it to people? No, I would not. But you know what? If you feel like you can take the heat, it gives you a real workout. This video has been an interesting testament to me of. I'm going to watch, when I'm playing this back, I'm going to be like, man, I didn't realize my face turned that color. You know, maybe there's temples throbbing in my forehead right now, but I tried it next time I watched Sean Evans, also known as me, doing any of his hot wings challenges with Da Bomb and various celebrities. I will look at it and go, yeah, I was doing that. That was fine, he said. I hope I'm never on that. Well, you know, it'd be interesting to be a guest on that show. You need to be famous first, but if out of the blue I got an invitation, I would try it. It'd be interesting. Maybe my system can take a heat more so than others. Right, well, I'm going to stop rambling now. I'm okay. I'm restored. I never reached for any of the drinks. I'm going to put them all back. I'm going to disassemble this mess that I have, and I'm going to put away the questions that I asked Gordon Ramsay, sort of. Until next time, we'll see you down the rabbit hole.